When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
Public Fades NFL Conference Championship Weekend here on $1 Million Radio. Yes, Conference Championship Weekend. You heard it right. Before we get into it though, I just want to show y'all. We got Public Fades hoodies. Can you believe that? I just want to do something for one myself because I think it looks pretty clean. I hate that the microphone. I hate that it just gets right in the way of my emblem. Every time, doesn't matter what shirt it is, but maybe I'll change something up next season. But yeah, we got hoodies. They're not on the website yet, but if you want a hoodie or a shirt, I can make them in white with the black emblem. I can make them in black with the white emblem. Hoodies or shirts, you just let me know. Comment down below if you want one, and I'll send you a special code, maybe a special link, a secret link, sneaky link. And it won't be free. I can't do it for free, but I'll give you a nice discount, and we'll work it out for you if you'd like to support Public Fades. Or just head down to the website, mdminds.com, and check out all the other merch that we've got on the store. But yeah, enough is enough. We're at the end of the season, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 games this weekend, both on Sunday, and then next week we'll be off before we get ready for Super Bowl week here in 2 weeks from now. But yeah, it's depressing. It really is. The football season always flies by, but I will say what makes it so special is these next few months, 5, 6 months, 7 months? Yeah. 7 months without football is actually what makes football so special. As messed up as that sounds, just me saying it. If we had football every weekend all throughout the year, we wouldn't yearn for it as much. We wouldn't look forward to it as much. We wouldn't be in the middle of the heat in the summer, just like, oh, it's hot. I have nothing to look forward to this week. But guess what? In just a couple more months, man, they'll be lacing it up on Saturdays and Sundays. They'll be donning the pads, and they'll be hitting each other. And I get to watch it from the comfort of my own air conditioning. And that's what makes football so special, man. It's just 3 or 4 months out of the year, and then we got to wait the rest of the year for it. And now the most meaningful football is ahead of us. We are at Conference Championship Weekend, NFC Championship, AFC Championship. Winners move on to the Super Bowl. And comment down below who you think will be advancing. Who do y'all have in the Super Bowl? Before we get into everything, I want to see what y'all think before the episode and then again after the episode. Maybe we weren't agreeing going into it, but maybe I talked you out of it. Or inversely, maybe we were agreeing, and then what I say is like, oh no, I'm definitely not taking that then. I'm definitely changing my prediction. So comment before and after the episode what your thoughts are as far as these 2 matchups we've got ahead of us. But as we all know, we got a breakdown last week before we get into this week. During the regular season, we were 41-23 on the season. Now, we had 6 games in the wild card slate, and I didn't bet all 6, and I'm really, really glad I didn't because there was only one game that the public lost money on, and that was the Bills money line. We took Buffalo money line at Jacksonville, and the other games, there was one San Francisco and Philadelphia that was like 50-50 right down the middle as far as the splits of the money goes. But other than that, the public won quite a bit that weekend. We went 1-2 in our 3 plays. But then last week, the divisional round. We went 2-2, 2-0 on Saturday, off to a great start. And I said in the episode that we would be 2-0 at that point in the slate. But then after we got to the third game and the fourth game, I didn't say we were going to be 3-0 or 4-0. And maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we lost those games. Maybe so. We went 2-2, 2-0 on Saturday, 0-2 on Sunday. And we'll get into that Sunday, those two Sunday games. But overall, 3-4 in the playoffs. So now we got 3 games ahead of us. We could end up as good as 6-4, or we could end up as bad as 3-7. So a lot riding on this slate this week, because there's only one more game after this week where we can improve that record. So it's very important. But let's get into the Saturday slate. In the first game of the weekend, we had Denver money line at home against Buffalo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, lots of controversy in this game. And I got to say, if you follow us on TikTok, maybe you saw I put up a couple pictures and it got over like 10,000 views. It was all about the debate from this game. Now, Denver won 33-30 in overtime. They led 20-10 at half. The Bills came back and tied it in the second half going into overtime. And then we see the interception. It was called an interception, and I believe due to the rule book, it was called correctly. Now, it just so happened that the very next day, just a little over 24 hours later, Davante Adams had a very similar catch that they did rule a catch. But everybody, especially Bills fans, were like, how are you going to call the first one an interception and the second one was a catch? They're the exact same. They're not. They weren't. Whenever you go airborne, you have to come down. As you go to the ground, you have to maintain control and possession through the ground. And that was not the case with Cooks for the Buffalo Bills. Before he even went down to the ground, the Denver defensive back already had his hands on it and was already pulling the ball away before his knee even touched. He got 1 foot, he got 2 feet. He did not make a football move. He did not get that knee down as the ball was already getting ripped out. And let's just hypothetically, if the ball were to have not been intercepted and were to have just been ripped out and it hit the ground, everybody and their mom would have been like, incomplete pass, for sure. That's definitely not a catch. It came out. He did not control it. But just so happened that the Denver defensive back ripped it from him, kept it in his stomach, and rolled over. Ball never hit the ground. Obvious interception in my eyes. And as obvious interception, if you look at the rule book as well. Now, I've also seen on my Twitter feeds and all that where this play has happened a handful of other times, and they were all also called interceptions. Now, the only thing about the difference with the Davante Adams catch, and we'll get into that Rams game here in just a second, but the Davante Adams catch, he wasn't airborne. He caught it 1 feet, 2 feet, knee hit the ground, still had control of the ball. As he was then going to the ground, it was ripped out. He was already down. That's just how the cookie crumbles, Bills fans. I'm sorry about it. And there were even Chicago fans in the comment section that were like, I'm a Bears fan. I'm unbiased as far as the Buffalo Bills game, and I think also that was an interception and this one was a catch. I'm a Bears fan, and I say that the Davante Adams catch was a catch. Now, that guy knows ball. Sucks that he's a Bears fan, but he knows ball. Now, as far as this game, let me get off my soapbox. As far as this game, we did win. We took Denver money line, 3-point win, walk-off field goal, and very unfortunate for Buffalo and especially Josh Allen. And he did not have his best game. Buffalo had 5 total turnovers. Then you get the controversial interception, if you want to call it controversial. I think it was the right call. And then 2 pass interference calls on that last drive that set up Denver to kick that game-winning field goal. But as big of a win as it was for Denver, they also had a possibly even bigger loss with Bo Nix fracturing his ankle. Now, it was so weird because I've never seen somebody break or fracture any bone in their body and continue to play without showing any type of pain on their face or anything like that. I mean, it was one of those where, and Denver did this all game, and I'm not exactly sure how much they did this throughout the season, but a lot of read option quarterback keep to the outside, and he just got tackled, I guess, funny. Maybe somebody landed on it. I still don't know. I try to go back and find like the exact moment. And but yeah, Bo Nix done for the year. Not going to be playing this weekend. Not going to be playing in the Super Bowl if they make it. And hopefully he'll be able to rest and recover and be ready to go for next year. But it's Jarrett Stidham time for Denver. So anyways, let's move on. I've been talking about this game way too long. Denver wins 33-30 in overtime. That sets us up for Saturday night. We took Seattle -6.5, and nothing to say for this game. This was, opening kickoff return by Shaheed. 17-0 after the first quarter. 24-6 at half. I mean, I'm glad we took Seattle. If we would have somehow taken or been forced to take San Francisco because of the money, but I'm so glad that didn't happen. 41-6. I've got nothing to say. That sets us up for a great game this weekend in my eyes. But 2-0. Feeling good going into Sunday. And then CJ Stroud happened. Now, I haven't seen a quarterback or just professional athlete in general take it on the shins more than CJ Stroud has. I mean, in years. I haven't seen it in years. And I'm a big Twitter or X guy. I'm always scrolling on it to my own fault, to my own detriment. But we took Houston +3.5. They lost 28-16. That's a 12-point loss. CJ Stroud, 4 interceptions in the first half. And only one of those was not his fault. Only one of those, the ball hit off the receiver's hands and the New England safety was just right there behind him. That was unfortunate. CJ Stroud looked so bad. And I said last week going into this pick, I was like, I really like Houston's defense. I think they're going to be able to force Drake May under pressure and, have the quarterback spy, and he's not going to be able to run that well and this and that. I mean, they sacked him a number of times. They forced 3 fumbles, I think, or 3 turnovers in general. Probably more fumbles than that, but definitely 3 turnovers that Houston's defense forced. They forced those takeaways. And CJ Stroud was just like, hold my beer. Let me give it right back to you guys. 4 interceptions in the first half. He was on pace after halftime. He was on pace for 8 interceptions that game. Dougie Mills just sitting on the sideline like, put me in, coach. This guy ain't got it. He had a good rookie year. That's it. Yeah, he's led him to the divisional round all 3 years that he's been a starter, but where's that gotten you? But there's still hope, right? There's still hope. We got the Rams going into Chicago. We took the Rams -3.5, win by 3 in overtime, game-winning field goal by the thicker kicker. Now, obviously Packers fan here. Obviously don't like the Bears. Obviously tired of Caleb Williams already and Ben Johnson. They've only been together 1 year. This Bears team, how they just are able to do whatever they want in the fourth quarter, I don't understand it. Probably won't ever be able to understand it. That Hail Mary to Cole Kmet ripped my heart out. I'm talking furious rage that I haven't felt in quite some time. I'm including the Packers fall apart game 2 weeks ago. 21-3 at halftime, we lose. I still wasn't as mad, and I'm not even a Rams fan. I was just looking to go 3-1. That's all I was asking for. 4th down, game on the line, 18 seconds to go. Caleb Williams drops 26 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He ran backwards 26 yards. Now, I know a lot of Rams fans were like, oh, the Kokomet, he pushed off in the back of the end zone. It should have been a PI call on the offense. That should have been, called or whatever. I mean, they were both being handsy. I like physical play, offense or defense when the ball's in the air. As long as you're not like holding somebody's arm down, or if you get a little push off, that's okay in my eyes. But the cornerback, he took that. I don't know if he was just trying to sell the push. I don't know if he just didn't think that the ball was going to be anywhere close to the end zone. He thought maybe it was just a big overthrow and he didn't need to contest it. What are we doing? We're up 17-10. Last play of the game. Knock it down and the game's over. No. Just let him throw it from 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage into the back of the end zone. Easy pitch and catch. Touchdown. The Bears are so damn lucky, man. They're so lucky. Now, luckily, the Rams were able to finish it in overtime. DJ Moore gives up on his route. I don't even know if you can say he gave up on his route. He didn't ever at any point look like he was putting in any effort on that play. I thought, maybe he just looked like he thought he was just going to be a distraction, bring the safeties down, or, I don't know. Caleb ended up throwing him the ball, and he wasn't even looking for it. He was jogging. In overtime of the divisional round, DJ Moore is probably going to be out of there. So we took the Rams minus 3.5. They did end up getting that interception, drove it down the field, and put the Bears season away. And I'm very thankful for that as a Packers fan. Really, really hate that the 2 losses that we had this weekend came the way that they did. But I'm never going to be somebody to say, oh, that loss doesn't count. We lose by a hook. That loss doesn't count. CJ Stroud throws 4 picks in the first half. That loss doesn't count. It sucks that we lose the way we did. But who would I be if I was insincere? I wouldn't be the man I am today. I know that. And the man I am today is a man that's ready to break down this conference championship round. We've got 4 teams, 2 games on the slate. It's going to get started off Sunday at 3 o'clock. We got the Patriots at the Broncos. Patriots minus 4.5. Now, this line opened up at 4.5. It moved up to 5.5 in favor of New England. Now it's moved back down to 4.5. So I really wanted to take this or analyze this line at 5.5. But I don't think that that's going to be out there for us. I don't know if there's anywhere that you can shop around and find that line set at 5.5 still. You can alter the spread if you like, but it's winning time. I'm not going to do that. 3 o'clock on Sunday, Patriots at the Broncos. Number 2 seed at the number 1 seed in the AFC. 76% of the money, 72% of the bets are on New England. The Patriots 16-3 straight up, 14-5 against the spread. Denver 15-3 straight up, 8-10 against the spread. Bo Nix, he ain't playing. In comes Jarrett Stidham. He gets his first start since the 2023 season when he was playing in Las Vegas. Go check the tape. Go ahead. Jarrett Stidham is a stud. Sean Payton loves this guy. He believes that He could be a starter on many NFL teams if he wasn't with the Broncos. Kind of the same way I feel about Malik Willis in Green Bay. He was drafted to replace Tom Brady in New England. Went with Josh McDaniels. He took him to Las Vegas when he took that head coaching job. Mike Vrabel was even reaching out to his agent in the offseason, wanting him back in New England this year, believe it or not. Now, different quarterback for Denver, but the same defense. Number 1 in sacks. New England, number 28 in sacks given up this season. Denver, 3rd in total yards given up. Number 3 overall defense as well. New England's offense is 3rd overall in total yards, so that's a very even matchup. We'll see what happens there. Number 1 in completion percentage, but the Denver Broncos run a lot of man coverage. I think they run the most in the league. The Patriots defense, number 8 in total yards given up, 7th in fewest sacks. They've sacked the quarterback, gotten to the quarterback the 7th fewest times in the whole league. Also the 12th fewest takeaways. I see this as a low-scoring game. I see this as too many points on the board. Denver at home, they've got 1 loss at home all year. And that was a public fade. Jacksonville plus 3.5 back in December. Low-scoring game, too many points on the board. I think this Denver defense could win them the game. And I think Jarrett Stidham is going to do enough to get it done. He can't be worse than CJ Stroud, right? He's not going to throw 4 picks in the first half. It's not going to happen. Give me Denver plus 4.5. We're riding with Jarrett Stidham. We're doing it. I hope you're with me. And I knew as soon as the news came out with Bo Nix, I knew I was going to have a play for both games this weekend. And I knew that meant I was going to have to find a way to convince myself and the viewers that we were going to be taking Denver this week, no matter what the line was. I knew that the money was going to pour in on New England, who has had the easiest season strength of schedule wise, who's had a very, very simple walk to what could be a Super Bowl run. You get the Chargers in the wild card round. It's Justin Herbert, nobody else on his team. That's it. Sack him 5 times. Did you get CJ Stroud at home? CJ Stroud in the snow throws 4 picks in the first half. You still somehow are lucky to win that game. It takes a couple huge plays from Stephon Diggs and Keyshawn Boutte. If it wasn't for those 2 plays right there, you take those 2 touchdowns off the board, it's 16-14 Houston, with the 4 picks still from CJ Stroud. And now you get, you're going to Denver, tough place to play, one of the best defenses in the league, but no Bo Nix. New England has a chance to walk to the Super Bowl, and I just don't get it. I wasn't all the way out on New England as far as like, oh, it's the same old New England. They're already back. Oh, let's hope they lose. No Tom Brady. They get the next one anyways. Mike Vrabel is the best coach in the NFL. I wasn't rooting against him, but when you look at just how things have lined up for him, it's like, of course. Of course. It's the Patriots. Sunday night, 6:30 kickoff. We got the Rams at the Seahawks. -2.5 for Seattle at home. Now, very excited for this game. Very excited. 77% of the money, 72% of the bets are on Seattle. They're 15-3 straight up, 13-5 against the spread. Rams, 14-5 straight up, 12-7 against the spread. Now, Sean McVay, 2-0 in his career in the NFC Championship game. This season, Each team won one of the two matchups. The Rams have scored 58 points in these two matchups. The Seahawks have scored 57 points in these two matchups. Seattle has outgained Los Angeles in yards, total yards, 830 yards to 829. The all-time matchup, Seattle leads by one game, 29 wins to 28 wins for the Rams. And Seattle has one more total yard in all those games combined. 1,223 yards for Seattle, 1,222 yards for Los Angeles. Now, you talk about a pickle. You talk about two very even teams, even matchups, one of the best defenses versus the best offense in the league. I'm very high on this Seattle defense. And honestly, if the Bears would have won last week against the Rams, I would have accepted that for the sole reason that I wanted to see Caleb Williams get eaten alive by this Seattle defense. But now that the Rams are here, they squeaked out of Chicago. They struggled in the snow in Chicago. There's no doubt about that. The Bears had a great defensive game plan. Rams struggled in Chicago in the snow, but they survived. Seattle, on the other hand, at home last week, was not tested one bit against San Francisco. Does that mean that they're just that much better? Does that mean that, they're the number one seed in the NFC? They're head and shoulders above the fifth seed in the NFC? I don't think so. They weren't tested last week, and they had a bye week before that. So they're going to be coming in very well rested, a lot of confidence, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were a little in over their heads in this game, because the Rams have had to battle. I mean, even in the wild card round, they went to Carolina and could have very easily lost that game. But they survived that week. They survived this past week in Chicago, and they're very hungry. Now, we've seen this game, like I said, twice already this year, as they are divisional opponents, divisional rivals. In the first matchup, the Rams won at home 21-19. Sam Darnold, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, in the second matchup, Seattle wins at home 38-37 in overtime. Sam Darnold, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So that's a total of 2 touchdowns and 6 picks in these two games against the Rams for Sam Darnold. In that second matchup, though, on the other side of the ball, Matt Stafford, 457 yards, 3 touchdowns, 12 catches from Puka Nacua, 225 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns for Puka. Things still somehow went Seattle's way in that one. A crazy 2-point conversion where, if you remember, it was like a screen pass to the outside on a 2-point conversion for Seattle. The ball was deflected at the line, but they had to review it because it was like a backwards pass, but it was deflected and hit the ground and bounced into the end zone. And I think it was Zach Charbonnet just picked it up in the end zone, thinking that everybody thought it was incomplete. But after review, they determined that since he was the one that picked it up in the end zone, the 2-point conversion was good. Raheed Shaheed, a punt return for a touchdown. 58 yards, 53 yards, something like that. They were down by, I think it was 15 points before that punt return for Seattle. The Rams are hungry. They want this one. Seattle might be riding a little too high right now after that big win against San Francisco. The line is -2.5 for the home team, the Seattle Seahawks. We will be taking the Rams +2.5. And I think Los Angeles wins this game. I think they win it outright, but we'll be buying the points and taking the Rams +2.5. So the 2 picks for this weekend in the conference championship round of the NFL playoffs. We've got Denver plus 4.5. We got the Rams plus 2.5. Comment down below. What were you thinking going into this episode? What are you thinking now as far as who's going to be in the Super Bowl? I'm very curious to see what everybody thinks. And like I said, if you like this hoodie, go ahead and comment down below that you want one. Type in PF hoodie white. That would be this. PF hoodie black. That'd be a black hoodie with the white emblem. Or shirt. PF shirt. If you just want a shirt. And I'll send you a sneaky link and we'll get you one. It will cost a little money. Haven't decided what the discount will be just yet, but it's not up on the website. It's not up on the website. But if you do want to go to the website and just add in some other merch and whatnot, go ahead and check that out. It means a lot. It means a lot. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and comment your Super Bowl picks. And let's go Broncos. Let's go Jarrett Stidham. Let's go Rams and Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua. It's going to be a very fun weekend, and I'm looking forward to going 2-0 in the conference championship rounds of public fades. So you have the plays, do what you want with them. As always, don't bet your house because the house always wins. And the season is coming to a close. There will not be an episode next week. We will have this 1 week off before we get ready for the Super Bowl. So we will have the Super Bowl matchups coming up here in 2 weeks from, I guess, episode's coming out Friday. I'm recording it on Friday. It's going to come out tonight. So 2 weeks from today, there will be another Public Fades episode. And then the last one with the picks for the rest of the year for the Super Bowl. And after that, I will have a special episode coming out. Don't know exactly when just yet, but it'll be just a big old recap of the first ever season of Public Fades, where we did go 41-23 in the regular season. And right now, what did I say? What are we in the playoffs? We're 3-4. We're 3-4 in the playoffs. We're trying to get back even, go 2-0 this week before we go 1-0 for the Super Bowl. That'll be 3 more games that we have, and that's it. 3 more games, and then 7 months of no NFL football. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank y'all for watching this season. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun for me, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. We will be back with more Public Fades, getting ready for the Super Bowl. So you have the plays for the championship weekend. Do what you want with them. Don't bet your house because the house always wins. Always bet responsibly. 21 and up in legal betting states. This show is not financial advice. It's just entertainment. Unless you're not entertained, then I don't know. If you're not entertained, I don't know why you're watching this show. But everybody, thanks for watching. And as always, we'll see you next time.